Last video I said I was going to analyze the BC Open, so I did. Well, so I am. And so I played e4 and c5, knight c3, so I have the close Sicilian, and a4 isn't such a good move. I didn't really know what to do against this move, because I think this guy plays against, well, plays with the O'Kelly variation, but who knows? Maybe this is what he plays. And another possibility is that he's just really sick of people playing bishop b5 after. But a4 isn't a good move after a6. It's probably better to just go here, because if he really wants to expand, it's not so bad. I mean, your knight goes to his favorite square, and if he keeps kicking you, I think you can just go here, and it's not that bad. Your knight has an outpost on b5, almost. Well, the d pawn's still there, but it's gonna become an outpost. So it's kind of like the close Sicilian again, but it's just there's a pawn. So here I watched a video. Usually I just play. Well, usually here I'm not. I don't really play this. I play knight g2. But then I watched a video before this tournament, and well, it recommended g4, so I did it. And knight e2, going to g3, and it supports the f5 push. And it's not really necessary for me to push f5, but that's kind of what I did, and it would have been a lot quicker to win if I didn't focus on that too much. Because here I really wanted to push f5, but it didn't work, so I pushed h4, which wasn't a good move. I think maybe queen e1 is better, because I should probably change my board theme. It's not really good with arrows. How about, yeah, this one's good. So queen e1, it does this stuff, and my board theme's still green. So I pushed h4, which was an inaccuracy, and he wanted a break in the center, because my attack wouldn't be so good if the center is open. So I took, he took, and I played h5. Here it's a little dangerous for me now, because he can push e5, and that's pretty much the whole point of destroying my attack, because I can't really attack if his attack in the center is better, which it is. But here he made a mistake, which is bishop d4, because when you look at his king side, all of his dark squares are weak if his bishop isn't here. But he played bishop d4, so I took, and he took, and now I'm better again. c3, because I want the knight to go back, so it did. And bishop h3, I was still trying to push f5. It's probably just better to play queen e2 here, because queen e1 isn't really necessary. Queen e2 can make a battery and take the e6 pawn. I guess this kind of has the same intentions, but like if I want to attack it, but I'd have to push g5, and that's not so great, because he can play knight f5. G takes h5, knight takes, and king h8, g5, and knight f5. So here I'm threatening to play knight f6. I didn't do it right away, because, I don't know, I think my internet's bad again. Okay, it's not. I thought it was black's move. So here I could play this, but I was kind of afraid of this, because there would still be some stuff after that. Say like maybe rook g8, and there's still some counterplay for him. Maybe not knight g3, but something else. So I played king h2 and rook e1. So now the e6 pawn is very weak, and he still played this. So I got the pawn back, and I played queen e2, threatening to take this pawn. He played queen g6, so I played queen g4. I think it's maybe... okay, rook g1 doesn't really work because he still takes this, and it's a pretty important intermezzo, like this queen g6 move. So I played queen g4. I remember it's not that accurate. I think maybe... well, I think queen g4 is best. Queen takes f6 on queen g5, so when I trade queens, I'd be up in exchange and I'm just winning. But I kind of blundered here because my rooks are not connected, and that's why I blundered my bishop. So now here, there's a pin, and well, that's bad. So now it's already better for black because he has 2 pieces for a rook, and that's a lot better. So bishop c7 is threatening this pawn. He played b5, which is fine. A takes, and bishop b6. And knight e5 was a mistake, because here c4 would just save his pawn. It doesn't really need to be lost. But knight e5 gave me some fighting chances. So I played rook f1, because here he's threatening to play knight f3. Notice here that rook f8 is mate, so he played h6. I took, he took, and bishop d4. So now the knight is pinned, and I can take the h6 pawn. He played rook e2, I played king g1, knight e5, and here I was actually in some time trouble, and it's pretty nice that I have the time here. I don't know if you can see it though. You can't see it, but here I had about 49 seconds, 50, and he had 24 seconds. He played knight e6, and I couldn't think of a winning move. And by the way, the time control is 30 plus 15. So here, the best move would just be, I think, rook a7, because I would win a piece back and I'd be winning again. But I didn't see it, and I took this, and now it's a draw. Well, draw or a win for black. But after about like 50 moves, I still was able to win because I was really lucky. Rook a e1 and rook g5, king h2, and rook h5, and blah blah blah. And, well, here king h2 isn't a good move at all, because it just helps him. He can take this pawn with a tempo, and that's not good. So rook f7, I was still hoping for some stuff. And rook e7, but here it's still winning for him. Or drawn. And, okay, after all this, we traded, and here it should just be a draw. And I lost a pawn too. But there's not many ways to defend it. Here, it was the best to just defend it like this, although it'd still be taken off. So I played rook e5 and king f5. It was a draw. But then, after some moves, I was trying to maybe like force his king down, which I sort of did. Like this, and I yeah, here about here I found rook d2. It's still a draw, but at least it looks kind of good for white. I played rook f2 and rook f8, and well, here I can't take the pawn, which is sad. If I can take the pawn, maybe I would be winning, but it fails to knight d6. So I played rook e7, and not really important here, but now he blundered a piece. Bishop f1 was a huge blunder. Bishop c8 would save the game, and even though I get the pawn, it's not a big deal. So bishop c1 and bishop f1 actually, and king takes, and here I just won. So it was a nice game, and well, he could have probably won and drawn. I gave him so many chances, but he didn't really see it. But the key points of the game, I think, well, it was on the third move, one of them. Here, it would just be a lot better if I just continued with g3 or knight g2. But wasting a move with a4 would just be bad. And here I can even transpose into the main line if he plays e6. If he plays b5, well, d4, and how many times have you seen the main line go into this? Like, I don't even know how you can get into that. a6, and it's just like this. Is that the same position? I think it is, yeah. It transposes. And, well, this would be obviously better, even if I turn on the opening explorer. Oh, wow. It's actually, the win rates are higher for black, but I think it's probably better for white, because pushing the pawns like this isn't that great, at least from my perspective. But yeah, that's about it for today, and yeah.